Is it rolling? Alright, hold on. Hey guys, so welcome back to another new video. So this is the video that I was telling you guys about that I was gonna upload last week, but I didn't manage to. So here it is. Alright, so this is probably the first thing that you're gonna see when you are watching this video. So I just want to take this opportunity to tell you guys that I'm really grateful that you guys are here right now watching my videos. It really means a lot to me. And also, you know, taking time off from a busy schedule just to watch my video. And for that, you guys are the best. You guys are the best. Alright, so some of you are probably wondering what this channel is all about. So I'm here to answer that question. So if you're into photography or videography or tutorials related to these two categories, and not just tutorials, anything that is related to photography or videography, you are able to find them in this channel. So I think I might see some of you photographers or videographers in this channel from now on. I hope. Alright, moving on. So since in my previous videos, I've only shown you guys, behind the scenes of my portrait shoot and as well as some of the B-roll sequences that I've shot, I've decided to do something a little bit different in this video. As you guys can already tell from the title of this video, I wanted to share with you guys the 3 settings that you can do or change to properly expose your photos when you're taking them. Most of you guys are probably already familiar with what I'm gonna talk about today. So this video is probably for those who just started out photography or thinking about picking up a camera themselves. Or maybe you guys just want to watch the videos I've uploaded. And if that's the case, you guys are awesome. And as for my uploading schedule, it may be a bit inconsistent right now as you guys can see, but I'm working towards to having a more consistent upload for you guys. So thanks for sticking around with me, guys. Okay, so in today's video, I'll be talking about the shutter speeds, the apertures and ISO of your camera. And also I'll try to make this as simple as possible so it's easy for you guys to follow along. Alright, so let's just get right onto it. Okay, so as you're looking around your camera, you'll tend to see a lot of stuff that is going on your camera screen. But in this video, I'm just gonna focus on the 3 main settings of your camera. So what I have here is the Canon 80D. Let me just turn it on first. Okay, as you're looking around your camera screen, you'll come across various numbers of your screen. There are a lot of stuff here. So it might be a bit overwhelming for you first timers out there, but let me just guide you through. Alright, so as you're looking around your camera screen, you'll see this number appearing in a fraction. So that's the shutter speed. So what exactly is the shutter speed? As you can tell from the name, speed is obviously involved. And also you guys might be asking, why is it appearing in fractions? I'm gonna show you guys something. Well, if you think about it, what do you guys think about that? Wait, let me just close this up first. Alright, so these cameras are able to capture photos at an insane amount of speed than your typical smartphone. And when a shutter opens and closes, it's usually less than a second. That's where the fraction comes in. It basically measures how fast the shutter opens and closes, revealing the camera sensor. That's the shutter speed. Alright, let's say you have 1/4. That's referring to 1/4 of a second. Now you're probably wondering to yourself, when do I use a higher shutter speed? Or when do I use a slower shutter speed? Well, it's really simple. You might want to consider standing really still when you're using a slower shutter speed. Because if you don't, your images will tend to have these overlapping frames on top of one another. The ideal condition is, having your camera perfectly still, or maybe on a tripod like what I have here, recording myself right now, or you're really sure that your subject is not gonna move. Alright, so right now I'm gonna show you guys what happened if I drop this banana, and let's set my shutter speed to 1/50th of a second, and see what happens. See how blurry it is when the banana fell? That's what I meant before. If you want to capture fast-moving objects like these, or a person, a fast-moving car, a person running real fast, you might want to consider using a higher shutter speed. But if this is the look that you're going for, go for it. And if you want to freeze their motion, use a higher shutter speed. So if you think about it, the faster your shutter speed, the less time it allows light to enter your camera sensor. So your photos might be really dark and it might be unusable. Higher shutter speeds are pretty straightforward and you'll probably use it most of the time. So it's only ideal to use a higher shutter speed when you know that your environment is brightly lit. Let's just head back to the falling banana once again, and I'll use a ridiculously high shutter speed. Let's say 1/2000th of a second. Alright, so see how I'm able to freeze its motion of the falling banana? No, you can! Okay, like I said, if you need to use a higher shutter speed, make sure your environment is brightly lit. So let's just try light up the place and try it again. Alright, so now you're able to see the image much clearer and see that it freezes mid-air and still remains sharp. So that's what higher shutter speeds are capable of. You guys have probably seen photos like this before. Alright, so these are the results of using slower shutter speeds, and they are called long exposure photography, where they have these long trails of shadows behind your subject, like what I mentioned before. And if this is the look you're going for, make sure you have your camera perfectly still, like on a tripod or something, if you want to capture images like this. Alright, so right now you know what kind of photos that you're able to take with various kinds of shutter speeds. So that basically sums up shutter speed, and let's move on to apertures. Okay, so apertures. What in the world is an aperture? But before we move on, let me just tell you guys where to find an aperture on your camera. You can usually find an aperture beside your shutter speed, and they are usually associated with the alphabet F, as you guys can see here, and they're called f-stops. So basically just think of aperture as the pupil of your eye. In order to prevent your image from being underexposed or overexposed, you can increase or decrease your apertures. You guys are probably wondering what I meant by that. So when I say increase in aperture, what I'm referring to is the opening of your lens to allow more light to enter. And this usually starts at the lowest number that is allowed by a lens. Okay, what I have here is the Sony 85 Prime. As you can see, the widest aperture allowed by this lens is f1.8. So this lens will do really well in low light places. Alright, so let's say you are in an environment with low light condition, and using this lens as an example, you're able to increase the aperture up to f1.8 to allow more light to enter the camera sensor. And also, if you're increasing or decreasing your apertures, you're actually playing around with the depth of field as well. What I mean by depth of field is that it's referring to how sharp your photos are from the front of your photo to the back of your photo. So larger aperture lenses like this guy over here, f1.8, they tend to produce images with shallow depth of field. What I mean by shallow depth of field is that only the subject is in focus, but the background is totally blurred out. And you can usually find this kind of shooting styles in portraits like these. Okay, so what happens if your environment's too bright? You can decrease your aperture, hence reducing the amount of light entering your camera sensor. Let's use this lens again. From f1.8, let's increase it up to f9. So your aperture will be really small. But when that happens, you will have a deep depth of field. Basically, what I mean is that you will tend to have this image where your subject and your background are totally in focus. So you have these sharp looking images. And you can usually find this kind of shooting styles in landscapes photography, just like these photos over here. So that pretty much sums up what aperture really is. We are almost at the end of this video, and we are only left with the ISO of the camera. And if you guys have watched till this far and you guys are still here, I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. And also, if you guys like watching this kind of videos that I make, feel free to hit that subscribe button and, maybe at the same time turn on the notification bell so you guys can be notified whenever I upload a new video. That would be highly appreciated. So, thank you guys. Okay, so for the last part, the ISO of the camera. You can pretty much find it quite easily when you first look at your camera screen. It's usually labeled here, pretty obvious with the ISO wording right on top of it. Alright, so what is it exactly? What is ISO? Okay, so all you guys need to know is that ISO measures the sensitivity of your camera sensor to light. That's basically it. That's all you guys need to know. But you know, there are probably gonna be some people out there that's gonna ask themselves, why won't he tell us what it really means? What does ISO stands for? You know, all that kind of stuff. But if you really must know, ISO stands for International Organization of Standardization. How do you guys feel right now? Alright, so when you're increasing your ISO, you're actually increasing the sensitivity of your camera sensor to light, which makes your images brighter. And this usually helps when you're in an environment with low light condition, and sometimes you just need that extra bump of light to brighten up your image. But it comes with a cost. Whenever you raise up your ISO up to a certain level, you'll start to introduce camera noises into your image. Let's just use this frame as an example, and I'm gonna gradually increase the ISO to show you guys what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna increase it to the numbers that are commonly used. Alright, so this is ISO 800, 1600, 3200, 6400, 12800. I'm probably really overexposed right now. As you can see, the pattern over here is getting brighter and brighter. Alright, so since I'm using the Sony a7 III to film myself right now, which is this guy over here, I'm able to bump up the ISO to 102,400 ISO. And that's just in video mode. And in photo mode, I can increase it up to 204,800 ISO. That's insane. Not sure where I'm gonna use an ISO that high, but you know, probably in a cave or something, you know, squatting down, trying to take photos of a mushroom or something. Why a mushroom? I don't know. Okay, so that does it for this video. I've really simplified the entire process, but hopefully you guys are able to find this information useful, and you know, I'm able to help out you guys. So now you're able to play around with the configurations to take the shots that you wanted. Now you can go out there and start shooting, and I can't wait to see what kind of shots that you guys are gonna take. You guys can even tag me if you want, you know, for the photos that you guys have shot. You know, I'll be more than happy to look at the photos that you guys took. Alright, so if you guys are posting those photos on Instagram, you guys are able to find me over here. And once again, if you like this video, do give this video a thumbs up, and you know, subscribe if you haven't, because I would really appreciate it. Alright, so if you guys do have any questions regarding the video today, do leave your comments down below, because I'll take a look at them and I'll try to help you guys as much as possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is probably the longest video that I've made by far. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Is that it? Guys, and is it recording? Thanks for watching, guys.